Hola, Monica. Some parts of our viewing area are seeing some pretty strong storms right now. Let's take a look at Sky Tracker radar. Notice for Livingston, Washtenaw, and Lenawee counties, some big storms rolling through. We're going to close in on that one cell that's strongest just south of Howell there, and that cell has a lot of lightning with it moving towards Pinckney. I want to show you a storm track of that one cell. Over the next 25 to 30 minutes for New Hudson, for Wixom, Novi, you're all going to be feeling the effects of this. And again, gusty winds and some hail likely with that cell. Let's take a look at the warnings in effect right now. Livingston, Washtenaw, Lenawee counties all under severe thunderstorm warning for the next 60 minutes. Here's the watch that's in effect. So until 9 o'clock tonight, we still have that threat for some of those bigger storms. It's certainly mild out there. A lot of us are in the mid to upper 70s. But again, be on the lookout for some of those storms. We're going to talk about overnight fog, and we're going to check the full weekend forecast coming up in 20 minutes. Monica, back to you. We have a developing weather situation along the Livingston-Washtenaw County border. This red shape you see here, that's a tornado warning now, and I'll tell you where it is. We're going to close in with radar, and it's right near Pinckney. That's the cell that we're most interested in. It's south of Howell to the south and west of Brighton, but here it is closing in with Sky Tracker radar, and we use the velocity scope to find where reds and greens are coming together. It shows rotation. Remember, Sky Tracker radar doesn't show tornadoes. It just shows this strong rotation. I'm going to ask Alan Longstreet just to move the cell into the middle part of the screen so we can have a better. There it is. So again, Pinckney, and that's the big state recreation there. So there could be people out today with the warm weather. So in and around Pinckney, we're watching strong rotation, and that is why the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for a small chunk of Livingston and a northern section of Washtenaw County. We don't have any confirmation that there's a tornado on the ground, but the radar is showing very, very strong indicators with this hook shape here just south of Pinckney. So we want to warn you that if you're in and around Pinckney, anywhere within a 5, 6, 7 mile radius of this part of Livingston and Washtenaw counties, you want to be inside and you want to stay inside until the storm passes. Remember, you can easily and quickly get pictures and video to us on our Facebook page and also on myfoxdetroit.com. So we want to see what's happening out there. But if you're in and around Pinckney, you want to be on the lookout for these dangerous storms. These storms have a history of producing big hail and gusty winds, but just in the last 15 minutes, the rotation started to develop here south of Howell, and that is why the National Weather Service again has issued this tornado warning. We don't have a lot of information in this part of southeast Michigan. It's a lot of rural country out there, but still, tornado warning is something not to be taken lightly. If and when severe weather is approaching, you want to be in the lowest part of your house, perhaps in the basement. You want to be away from windows. That's always crucial with these kinds of storms, and easily within these thunderstorms that can produce the kind of rotation we're seeing, you can get wind gusts in excess of 60, 70, even 100 miles per hour. That is possible, and that is why you want to be inside and you want to stay inside. Let's go back to radar if we can, Alan, and show people at home the cell that we're looking at. It's Livingston County and the border region with Washtenaw County approaching Hamburg Township. So again, you still have some time down the road there around South Lyon, perhaps north of Ann Arbor. But it's not a very fast-moving cell. But so long as we're seeing this strong rotation closing in on Hamburg Township, the tornado warning will continue. And again, there is the possibility of strong gusty winds, of large hail, certainly a lot of lightning out there, and again, the possibility of that tornado. Again, we're seeing a pretty good radar return, a good radar signature of strong inflow. When you see this notch right here, that means the winds are coming in, and on the backside to the west of Pinckney, the winds are coming in and around. So here it is again. What we're talking about is a tornado warning in southern Livingston County, areas south of Howell, not all that far from Brighton. You're probably getting some heavy downpours there and some gusty winds. Notice Hamburg Township right on the edge of this strong particular cell. We're going to get a new picture here in just minutes as Sky Tracker radar continues to update. But this is clearly the cell that has the best representation on radar. Additional thunder showers closing in on Ann Arbor. Some of these could have some gusty winds and some large hail, but we want to know what's happening where you are close to Pinckney. That's the cell that we're most interested in. It's across southern Livingston and northern Washtenaw County. A very dangerous cell here. We've seen these cells pop up once late this morning and now again in the last 30 minutes, some of these strong cells with the rotation. So we're going to stay with this, and we want to know what's happening in your area. We're going to reset it, and we're going to come back right after the break with more information. Tornado warning near Pinckney. I'm meteorologist Rick Schluterman. Time now is 5:20. Let's reset this tornado warning that we have in effect for southern Livingston and northern Washtenaw County. I want to show the graphic, and you can see it's one small slice of southeast Michigan. This does not affect Oakland or Wayne counties yet, but this storm does look very impressive on radar. Let's get to that right now. This is Sky Tracker radar, and it's that notch you see not far from Hamburg Township. I'm going to zoom in and show you the cell that we're very interested in, and we're going to put some storm tracking on there. You can see where this cell is heading. It's not moving very quickly, but you can see in the next 20 minutes it's Hamburg Township out towards Whitmore Lake and South Lyon. They could very well see this dangerous storm that has strong rotation with it. Again, not completely sure that a tornado is on the ground, but still it does look very, very impressive on radar. We use the velocity scope right there, just south of Pinckney. It's actually in the northern part of Washtenaw County, the strongest part of this storm that bears most interest, but very close to Hamburg Township. Alan, if you would, put another storm track on there. It's only moving at 20 miles per hour, so it's not a very fast-moving storm, but there it is moving in the general direction of South Lyon and Whitmore Lake. I'm going to walk back to the wall, Alan, and let you chime in here when you can. This is a very interesting cell on radar. It has strong rotation. A tornado warning is associated with it. And here's some more times down the road for Barton Mills, close to 550. Now, the cell may not hold together, but right there, where the reds and greens, there's inflow, there's outflow. So very impressive storm. If this is where you are, just south of Pinckney, you want to be inside and you want to stay inside until this storm weakens or passes your area. It's not far at all from Hamburg Township. Here's Brighton up here to the north. Ann Arbor is being affected by a different cell, but still it's this border region with Livingston and Washtenaw counties that has the tornado warning with it. Alan, are you mic'd in right now?
Yep, sounds
you
like
are.
it.
Can you tell us, I'm going to step off the screen here. Alan, what are you looking at over there on the velocity scope?
I mean, essentially, like you said, where the greens and the reds come together, that's where the cause for concern is. And if you take that off, you can see the, if I can switch this off, you can actually see the actual hook right there. And there's that hook, and that's essentially the location that would be most likely to produce a tornado. Again,
Go ahead and zoom on in, Alan, if you would.
Haven't seen any reports.
Go ahead and zoom right in on that small area there, because we're going to really take a close look at this one particular cell. Go ahead and zoom in again. Here's Pinckney, and again, there's a big state recreation area out there. We're going to get in closer and closer and showing you that there's not a lot of big towns around here. It's south of Pinckney and it's north of Ann Arbor, so it's that border region. Go ahead and zoom back out if you would, Alan. But again, a very classic, a textbook shape to this cell where there is strong rotation right on the southwestern flank of this big supercell. We're getting reports of hail. We're getting reports of a lot of lightning, of heavy downpours, but still not all that far south of Pinckney. Just there to the west of Hamburg Township is that strong rotation. Alan, if you would, if you go back to the loop, and this way we can show people at home this big storm that's been with us now for a good 40 minutes here in southern Livingston County. It looks like in Howell, you're pretty much in the clear. Brighton, you're on the very northern flank of this cell, but there where the strong rotation is, it's now actually crossed into northern Washtenaw County, north of Chelsea. If you're in Chelsea, again, you're getting some rain, some lightning, some thunder. If you're in Ann Arbor, you want to be very be watching this cell very, very closely. It looks like it's actually starting to nose over there. Areas north of Ann Arbor may be seeing this strong rotation approaching very, very quickly. Go ahead and go back to the velocity scope, Alan, if you would. We'll show people at home again this hook echo, this notch right there. And again, when you see these reds and greens right next to each other like they are, that is a strong indication of deep rotation within this cell. So I would not be surprised at all if we get reports of some damage out here. This is the kind of cell you want to be inside. You want to stay inside until it passes. Let's zoom things back out, Alan, if you would, just to give people an idea of where in particular we're talking about. Here's Dexter down here to the south. Hamburg Township is in this cell, but it looks like the strongest part of it is between Pinckney and Dexter. This is really a continuation of 8 Mile Road right here, so that's where we are in Livingston County. Go ahead and zoom back out all the way if you would, Alan. There you go. Want to show people at home that if you're in Pontiac, if you're in Detroit, if you're downriver, you're not feeling the effects of this storm at all. If you're in Mount Clemens, you're in the Clearport Huron, you're good to go. But let's go ahead and zoom back in. Livingston and Washtenaw counties, that's where the cell is of particular interest. Additional cells down across the Irish Hills, close to Toledo. But when we see this kind of strong rotation on radar, a tornado warning is usually issued. Alan, go ahead and zoom back in if you would. Give people home another look of this one particular storm. A lot of people are outside, of course, today with the good weather, and this is one of those storms you want to get inside and be inside and stay there. Here's Pinckney, here's Hamburg Township, and here's Dexter, and there's that notch again that maintains itself. We get a new image every 3 or 4 minutes with the sweep of the White Lake radar, so it's holding its own, this cell. It's not weakening yet. Again, another good look with the velocity scope showing strong rotation there in Washtenaw County. Still, though, remember, the big threat with these cells, the lightning and the hail and being caught outside. Stay inside. It doesn't always take a tornado to get to see wind speeds in excess of 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. One of these gust fronts could easily come through and get winds in excess of hurricane force. We're going to stay with this. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. And again, tornado warning continuing between Pinckney and Dexter. We'll be right back.